Welcome to Hondata FlashPro training part 38. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at our boost control and our torque management within our FK8 or Civic Type R applications using Hondata FlashPro. What we'll find here is that this new Bosch ECU in the Honda lineup is going to be a torque-based modeled system. So while we're requesting a certain amount of torque, it's going to be figuring out what kind of throttle opening we need to be at in order to hit that amount of airflow, to hit the amount of torque that we're after. We're also going to find it can influence the way the boost control is going to work. So we're going to have a separate section for dealing with boost control tuning, and then we also have to take a look at how the per gear torque target tables are going to work in relation to doing our boost control tuning. So they're both going to be interrelated, and it's going to be making a little bit more sense of how all this is going to work once we get through this video here. So let's jump in so we can check all this out.
Okay, so let's get started. We're going to be taking a look at working with our FK8 applications using our Hondata FlashPro, and specifically looking at our boost control and torque tables. In the last few videos, looking at our FK8 tuning, we've looked at how to work with mass airflow sensor in the fuel calibration process, looking at our spark timing, our knock control, our VTEC, and variable cam timing, and learning how those all interrelate to each other in order to figure out what the spark timing should be delivered to the engine through the various tables that we have to program and work with. Now in this video, this is going to be the last piece of the puzzle here to get your FK8 tuned, which is going to be the boost control and the torque tables. We're going to find that the Bosch ECU that Honda has fitted to the FK8s is going to be an airflow torque modeled system, meaning it'll register the amount of airflow coming in from the mass airflow sensor. It can determine what the torque production is going to be based on the airflow and also based on the delivered ignition timing that we would have here in the engine. It compares whatever it's delivering ignition timing to a theoretical maximum brake torque timing value that would get the engine to peak torque production. And depending on how far off that is, it can judge what the torque production of the engine is going to be at any given time. So whether it's idle, part throttle, wide open throttle, it knows what that torque is going to be. Now it works out the torque that it wants to deliver to the engine based on the throttle plate opening on our drive-by-wire throttle body, based on the actual ignition timing, and based on the boost command request and the boost control. So we'll find at any given time, if we have a torque limitation in place, so we want to actually reduce the torque maybe in first gear or second gear, and we're going to be giving it a request for torque, it's going to work out what it needs to deliver for the throttle angle, what it needs to deliver for the boost target request, and what it needs to deliver for spark timing in order to hit that actual torque target that we're going to be programming in our torque limitation tables. It's actually extremely effective. We have no direct control over which method it chooses. It has a high level of dynamic flexibility in order to move, again, throttle plate movement, ignition timing, and boost target in order to hit the amount of cylinder filling needed in order to hit that torque that we're requesting. But we'll find once we get our torque limitations out of the way, we raise them up pretty high, we can start to work with the boost control and then being able to use some other tables to actually specify what we want the boost target to be at. But if we're in a torque limitation situation, we will find that regardless of whatever we're commanding from our boost target tables, we'll be overridden by the torque limitation and then figuring out what that amount of boost target is going to be. So we're going to go through looking at this, looking at just simplifying the boost control routine, looking at the boost control routine separately, then starting to introduce the torque tables and how those are going to work, and going in and looking at the different modes as well. So we have a comfort mode, sport mode, and R mode within our FK8s, and we'll find in the different modes, we'll have different throttle mapping and different response out of the engine. Now it is going to be changing some of the suspension settings and some of the vehicle dynamics, but it also relates to the torque production as we request the different modes. We have some ability to change all that and override the modes, make them all the same, or keep them the way they're going to be biased between comfort, sport, and R mode in order to get the throttle response how we'd like, and the boost control how we'd like. But we will find that we do have that ability to change that, and then the relationship to the boost control of understanding how both are going to be fitting in together. It's very important that we understand what's going on with this. So the very first thing I want to do is open up a calibration file. We're going to go and just take a look at the tables that we have to work with. We're going to focus again on boost control only first, then take a look at the torque, because it is going to be complicating things a little bit. So first thing I want to do here is jump into new calibration, and we're going to be opening up a new calibration file. So we can find here model, Civic Type R, FK8. The vehicle and the year and the market is what we have to select next. We have the US market, we have European market, UK market, Japan, Australia, Americas, Mexico, South Africa. In this situation, I'm going to be just selecting a 2017 US market. It doesn't really matter which one you select. Everything we talk about here in the video will be the same. So let's go down here. I'm going to just select one of these generic files. Doesn't really matter which one we select here. So 93 octane downpipe intercooler. We're just going to grab this one here and click OK.
And thanks for checking out our teaser clip. If you want to see the rest of this video and more than 500 hours of current EFI training we have to offer, make sure you click right here. If you want to go and check out more teaser clips from this training course, click here. And you don't want to miss any of the videos we're going to be releasing on this channel, so make sure you subscribe and click here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.